Hey, what's up guys? It's Marf and welcome back to another Asphalt 9 video. Today I'm going to be talking about the first part, I guess, of the Drive Syndicate 3, or I guess sort of what is going on as of, how long this event has been going on. And right now we're a couple days into it. We're on the part with the Apex AP0, so the kind of like third chapter, I guess, if you will. Or yeah, the third chapter. So the first one had the BMW i8, the second one had the Aranera Hasaria, and now this one is on the Apex AP0. Now the next couple of chapters are going to have the 911 GT3 RS, and then the GT by Citroën, and then finally the Bugatti Lavatur Noir. So I want to talk about this event because there are a couple things that are kind of concerning. And obviously lots of people are all sort of, talking about different leaks and things like that, and I'll go over those. But before I do that, I do kind of want to mention the Drive Syndicate 2 that is going on right now on the Nintendo Switch, because there is a lot of controversy going over on that platform with Drive Syndicate 2. Now, I don't know a lot about what's going on. I don't have Asphalt 9 on the Switch, so I don't have all the information. All I know is that it is a lot worse apparently than the Drive Syndicate 2 that the global, iOS, Android, and Windows version had, last year for the Rimac. So apparently either it's like impossible to get without paying, or the grind is just so much more ridiculous than what we had to go through. And on top of that, one of the Gameloft devs responded and said that they're not going to change anything about the event. So yeah, apparently it's pretty bad. Over on the Switch Discord channel, in the Asphalt 9 Discord, there are a lot of people memeing the Christmas contest to post a picture of your Switch or something like that, and lots of people are of course posting a picture of their Switch in the garbage with Asphalt 9 playing, which I find hilarious. So go ahead and check that out if you want some laughs. And that really is like kind of the theme going on here. Honestly, I feel like we should just be laughing this one out at this point, because how ridiculous is it at this point? We're in 2020, or at the end of 2020, and mobile gaming has progressed to the point where we are spending probably a couple hours each day just to unlock a Bugatti in a video game, and we're all freaking out about whether or not we're going to be able to do it, how many tokens we're gonna have to spend, how much time we're gonna have to spend, how much money we're gonna have to spend. And it's all for a virtual car in a video game. So just take a moment to relax and understand that no matter what happens, it's just a game, and whether or not you can get it or not, just laugh it out at how utterly ridiculous it is that this game with millions of players all around the world, and supposedly Gameloft is making lots of money, they still have to pull something like this. And yeah, so I'm going to go over all the different aspects of this Drive Syndicate 3 now. I'm not going to post or I'm not going to play back a bunch of the gameplay related to the story in case you do care about that. I don't want to spoil anything. It's just going to be gameplay of the races itself. So yeah, like I mentioned, a lot of cars are going to be required for this Drive Syndicate, so I'll go over those again, as well as the respective star count that you will need to unlock the Bugatti at a minimum. So basically how Drive Syndicate works, I assume most of you guys, you're watching this video, you probably know how it works, but basically there's different levels of hazard level, different missions that you can play, and the higher the hazard level, the higher rank car you need, but it will give you more Syndicate points to progress. Now, at a minimum, you need to be able to do the hazard level 1 missions so that you can at least progress through the event. Now, it'll take you way longer than if you did the hazard level 2 and 3, but you'll be able to get through it if you grind and if you watch, tons of McDonald's advertisements. If you caught my stream a couple days ago on that, that was hilarious, by the way. But yeah, at a minimum, so this is what you need for hazard level 1. You're going to need the BMW i8 at 2 stars. You're going to need the Aranera Hasaria at 3 stars. The Apex AP0 at 3 stars, the Porsche 911 GT3 RS at 4 stars, the GT by Citroën at 4 stars, and the Lavatur Noir, the Bugatti, at 3 stars. So again, this is the minimum that you will need. Now, you might think about that for a second and go, wait a moment, lots of these cars are already in the game, and a couple of players, or in fact probably a lot of players, already have these cars unlocked or at high star counts. But what if you don't have those cars? What are you going to do? Well, unfortunately, you're going to need a ton of Syndicate coins in order to star up those cars. Now, they do give you quite a bit of blueprints to get towards unlocking the car, so I believe it's 30 per car. Now, for a couple of, the cars, that's not even enough to unlock it, I think. But you know, on top of that, as I mentioned before, these cars all need like 3 or 4 stars in order to get the darn, you know, requirement to play the level 1 hazard missions, which is what you need obviously to get through the event. So again, there is a huge disparity between players who already have these cars and players who don't, because obviously the ones who have those cars, well, they're at a huge advantage. They don't have to pay Syndicate Coins in order to get through the event. And on top of that, not only do they not need to pay Syndicate Coins to reach the level 1 missions, but they can also go through, if they have it at max, let's say, they can get through with the hazard level 3 missions and just blast through the event, and then blast through the pin missions, which will get them extra Syndicate Coins. Now, just talking about me in my situation, I do not have the Apex, the 911 GT3, obviously I don't have the GT by Citroen or the Bugatti, but I have the Aranera at max. So going through the Among Skyscrapers missions for me was super easy. I did of course have to watch a couple of ads because I was doing the hazard level 3 missions, but I only needed to like upgrade a couple of parts to my car because I wasn't like fully upgraded. I just had like the max star count, so I blasted through that stage pretty easily. And then of course when I got to the Apex, I already had like 22 out of 45 blueprints. So the 30 to that, you know, that they give us was enough for me to at least unlock it. But of course, I'm going to have to use Syndicate Coins to star up the car. Now, if the event gave you a guaranteed amount of Syndicate Coins in order to get the cars at the required star count, we would be having a different discussion. But of course, a majority of the blueprints that you're going to unlock or get for these cars is going to be through those limited time packs, which if you buy them, you know, 10 at a time, you get at least a guaranteed blueprint. But of course, beyond that, it's just pure luck. So yeah, like I said, people who already have these cars unlocked at a minimum even have a greater advantage than those who don't have the car at all. Now, here's another problem that I have. So going besides just having the cars in general, or, you know, already having blueprints for the cars, as far as I know, you can't buy any sort of blueprints for these cars using the tokens that you earned playing the game outside of the event. The only way to buy Syndicate Coins right now with tokens is the Drive Syndicate Relay Pack. There are 5 of them. But of course, you want to save this for when you really absolutely need it to continue in the event. But like I said, this is a relay pack, meaning once you buy it, well, you're done. You can't buy any more. And everything else that you can buy, besides, you know, the market and the packs, you have to buy using actual, like, real money. So yeah, it's definitely an odd situation. And honestly, I'm a bit confused by this because I think they did this with the past Drive Syndicate events as well. But you can't buy packs or anything with tokens that you have already earned, or let's say you want to pay for in the game. And honestly, that just makes it feel like Drive Syndicate is completely isolated from every other thing in this game. And honestly, that makes me really mad because I've been telling people for months and months and months, there's a new Drive Syndicate coming, save your tokens, because it could be like the Jesco event where you know, have to spend a bunch of tokens in order to finish the event. But now you can't even spend tokens besides the relays to get any sort of advantage in this event. You have to spend like actual money, which is ridiculous. Now, I don't know if they're going to change any of this throughout the event. I know GameLoft likes to do that, where halfway through the event they'll introduce a new pack, or right before the event ends they'll give you like an option to buy something with tokens. You guys get what I mean. Now, the only thing that you can do in regards to, you know, spending your hard-earned tokens to progress in the event is if you at least have the cars at the level 1 requirement. You can obviously skip the refill time of the car and the hazard level with tokens, so you can at least grind faster. But beyond that, you know, if let's say you're stuck at the 911 GT3 RS and you only have a 3-star but you need a 4-star to get through it, and you're out of relay packs and you're out of pin missions, like, you're done unless you actually spend real money. You're finished. That is the event for you. And let's say you have like 100,000 tokens, well, you literally cannot buy anything, which in my opinion is a bit ridiculous. And I think that GameLoft should at least give us the option to like buy blueprints, you know, for the cars using our hard-earned tokens that we already have. Now, if you don't like the sound of any of this, we're pretty sure that after the Drive Syndicate, or probably even while it's going on, there's going to be an event for the Devo or for the Peugeot Onyx or Onyx. I know I mispronounced that last video, so I'm trying to pronounce that right this video, but the Peugeot Onyx looks like to be a very good A-class car, and the Bugatti Divo, well, it's just a Bugatti Divo, so it's not like going to be the king or anything like that, but it's going to be a pretty good S-class car. So those are probably going to be regular events where tokens are of course going to be the most important thing. But overall, I'm disappointed with the amount of flexibility that we have in the current Drive Syndicate. Now again, things could change. You know, hopefully the community, you know, stands up and maybe we give them, or at least, you know, Gameloft, you know, a lot of feedback, and maybe they listen, maybe they introduce some way to buy blueprints using tokens. I don't know. You know, this is just going to be a really odd situation. And honestly, we're not even that far into the event. Now, I know that all of this information that I'm telling you about the star count and the cars, that comes from leaks. Like on YouTube, somebody has like the footage of going through all the different requirements for the event. Now, again, that doesn't show whether or not Gameloft is going to change anything. So that's why I'm saying, you know, it's not totally done yet, but it does look pretty darn bleak for most of us. So yeah, let me know your thoughts about the Drive Syndicate 3 so far in the comment section down below. Hopefully it gets better. I really doubt it. Usually the events get worse as you go on, but maybe Gameloft will introduce something that will save us all. I have no idea, but yeah, of course, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys later.